Our planet is home to an incredible array of life forms, from the smallest bacteria to the largest mammals. The diversity of life is staggering. But how did it all come to be? The answer lies in a powerful scientific concept: evolution. Evolution is the process by which species change over time through genetic variations and natural selection. It explains how all life on Earth shares common ancestors and adapts to its environment, leading to the incredible diversity of organisms we see today. Over generations, advantageous traits become more common in populations, driving the gradual transformation of species. So, what evidence is there to support the theory of evolution? Let's explore. First, fossil evidence supports the theory of evolution, as the anatomical and morphological similarities reveal how past extinct species are related to present-day species. Fossils like Archaeopteryx linking dinosaurs to birds, and Tiktaalik linking fish and tetrapods show clear evolutionary transitions between major groups. This can also be observed in homologous structures. Homologous structures are similar anatomical features in different species that point to a common ancestor, even though they may serve different functions. Take a look at the forelimbs of tetrapods. You, me, whales, bats, and cats all share pentadactyl limbs. We all share the same 5-fingered finger structure, and due to different environments, our pentadactyl limbs have evolved to have different functions, but have retained the same finger structure which we can observe here. Then, there are vestigial structures, which are remnants of features that once served important functions in our ancestors. For example, the vestigial pelvis in whales points to its land-dwelling origins, while the human appendix is a relic of our ancestors' plant-eating past. We can also observe microevolutionary processes, changes in gene frequency that occur over time within a population, usually caused by environmental factors. A prime example would be the North American house sparrow. They evolved different traits in different locations over time, with populations in northern regions developing much larger bodies than their southern counterparts, as larger-bodied birds survive lower temperatures better. On a larger scale, macroevolutionary processes allow us to view evolution through a larger lens. It encompasses the grandest of trends and transformations in evolution, such as the emergence of birds or mammals. Moving on, we will take a look at some common misconceptions. As the giraffe grazes along the grasslands of Africa, it may seem that giraffes randomly evolved their neck. The truth is, however, their long necks were not a feat of chance. Now let's hear from some experts about these common misconceptions.
The idea that evolution is random is completely wrong. Individual mutations may be random, but principles like natural selection guide evolution. Evolution selects those mutations that are beneficial to their chance of survival, mutations that are adapted to the environment the organism is living in. For example, a giraffe's long neck evolved to allow the giraffe to access leaves higher up and have a new food source. It wasn't a random event. That's why another misconception about evolution is that people won't influence evolution. We do. When humans influence the local environment, species will adapt to the new environment through evolution. If we look at certain bacteria, they evolve defenses to human medicines. Humans do really impact evolution.
What would you say are the biggest arguments today against evolution?
The process of evolution has always been highly controversial. One of the main arguments against it lies in the definition of a scientific process, which requires experimental observation and replication. Macroevolution has in fact never been observed and cannot be replicated by other scientists. However, it is impossible to directly observe the evolution of the giraffe, for example, because it is simply too slow to be observable within a human's lifespan. Next would be the second law of thermodynamics, which states that all things go in a direction of increased entropy, or from more complex to less complex. According to this law, then, evolution is scientifically impossible. There is no explanation for how complex cells and structures would have evolved when they instead should have fallen into further
more
disorder.
research is yet to be done, but these arguments do not necessarily disprove evolution. Evolution is still possible and a key concept for everyone to understand.
But why is understanding evolution so important for our people?
It helps people understand why we are the way we are. Our bodies are experienced vessels. the result of millions of years of evolution. People should be grateful that we have adapted to be stronger and more resistant to things like disease. It can also be extremely helpful in helping solve biological problems. For example, evolutionary patterns of diseases can be studied to help mitigate disease, develop new types of pest-resistant crops, and figure out how to save
The
threatened
real-world
species.
applications are endless. In a day and age when people say global warming is fake or the moon landing was a lie, theory of knowledge helps mitigate the crazies from drawing unsupported conclusions.